Before we dive into the chilling tale of the echoes of the forgotten, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and leave a comment below with your thoughts. Your support helps us continue bringing you these spine-tingling stories. In the heart of the countryside, far from the noise and chaos of the city, there stood an old, forgotten house. For years, it had remained empty, a relic of the past, until one fateful day, a young couple stumbled upon it. To them, it was the perfect place to start their new life. But some places hold memories that refuse to fade, and some dreams are nightmares in disguise. With excitement and hope, they moved into the house, unaware of the dark presence that had been waiting, lurking in the shadows. The house's charm and history were irresistible, an opportunity too good to pass up. But as they settled in, the feeling of being watched, of something not quite right, began to creep in. It started with the whispers, barely audible at first, just a faint rustle in the night. The couple dismissed it as the house settling, the wind, or their imagination. But the whispers grew louder, more persistent, until they could no longer be ignored. Footsteps echoed in the hallway, soft and deliberate, as if someone, or something, was pacing just outside their bedroom door. And then came the cries, the faint, heart-wrenching sound of a child sobbing in the dark. Determined to find the source of the disturbances, they decided to explore the house more thoroughly. It was then that they discovered the attic. Dusty and forgotten, it was filled with relics of the past, old toys, a rocking horse, and furniture covered in sheets. But there was something more, a feeling of dread, of sadness, as if the room itself remembered the events that had taken place there. Haunted by what they had found, the couple decided to dig into the history of the house. What they uncovered was a story so tragic, so horrifying, that it shook them to their core. Decades ago, the house had been home to a young family, a husband, wife, and their little girl. But something dark had taken hold of the husband, driving him to madness. In a fit of rage, he murdered his wife and child before turning the gun on himself. The newspapers at the time had called it a murder-suicide, but the locals knew there was more to the story. They spoke of a curse, of the house itself being possessed by an evil that had driven the man to his terrible act. The more the couple learned, the worse the disturbances became. Shadows moved on their own, darting across walls and floors. Objects that had been placed securely on shelves suddenly flew across the room with violent force. The child's cries, once distant and faint, now filled the house, a constant, piercing wail that echoed through every room. The couple could no longer deny it. Something was very wrong in their new home. As if to confirm their worst fears, messages began to appear on the walls. Written in a substance too close to blood for comfort, the words were chilling: "Leave now. Save yourselves.